This is a little bit of a different video that I'm making today. It's a happy one and it's a sad one. I'll be speaking about my thoughts on Tina Turner's passing. It's been about 2 weeks since she passed, and in those 2 weeks, I have reveled in a lot of memories, a lot of recollections of this powerful woman who affected so many people. And it goes a little beyond fandom, it goes a little beyond admiration. Tina Turner has been an inspiration for me for so many years. And I grew up listening to her music as the soundtrack of my life. Growing up in Kenya, her songs were the songs that you would hear. We never had MTV back in the day, but we would have channels that would kind of, I guess, like do a ripoff or a bootleg version of MTV. And I would always hear Simply the Best, What's Love Got to Do with It? And in high school, actually, I used to get teased because my hair was always wild and they would call me Tina Turner, because I had that large mane of hair. I never took it as an insult, but there was something powerful in her. And I remember when I actually learned her story. I had been a fan of her music and I learned her story, where she had come from. This young girl from Nutbush, her meeting with Ike Turner, and how that gave her great success and also quite physically broke her down. And this powerful, radiant, beautiful woman was trapped with a very violent, vicious person. Her finding out that she was Buddhist, finding out that she had a dedicated practice of Nichiren Buddhism, I believe it's called Daimoku or Gongyo, where they do daily chanting twice a day of the mantra myoho renge and also excerpts from the Lotus Sutra. The idea that someone could be powerful, radiant, sexy, vivacious, and also devoted, compassionate, inquisitive, meditative. For me, that I was already inspired by her, and that took it to another level. I began to admire her as a human being and less as an artist. Last year, around this time, May, I was fortunate enough to go to New York and see the Tina Turner musical. And I saw it as a fan. And I remember being very deeply moved by the artistry of the performances, which were literally, if you have the chance to see this, go ahead and see it. But I was deeply inspired by the idea that it doesn't really matter where you come from. God has put a seed within you, and that seed will pull you forward. And There's this one scene. I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil the story, but there's this one scene towards the end where Tina Turner is getting up those steps in that red dress to sing the song. You know what that song is going to be, and you can hear it in the background. And when she's singing that song, you see the child Tina come up and they sing to one another, "You're simply the best." And I know that might sound like a very egotistical, arrogant statement, but there's a way in which you can look at yourself and your story and you can honor where you came from, and you can acknowledge that you are the best person to live your life. And that's a lot about what we talk here on this channel. Self-love has kind of become this saccharine thing, but true self-love, true self-regard is very powerful. Anyway, I went to the Tina musical thinking that I would have a good time. I had a good time, but I didn't think that I would leave the theater in tears. So when I contemplate Tina Turner and I contemplate what she's given the world, and I listen to her songs and I hear the messages in her songs, a lot of people have been posting videos, including me, doing "What's Love Got to Do with It?" And there's an interview where Tina speaks about that, how we might think that the it she's referring to is a baser instinct it. But actually it's a rhetorical question. What does love have to do with it? Or what is there that love doesn't have to do with? Like what is it in this world that can be exempt from that? So I encourage you, if you enjoy her music, do the same. I acknowledge the great spirit of this wonderful woman who came and gave and gave and gave. And it's my fervent hope that I can do a little bit of that in my own life. And you can too. That we can stand in our own power, in our own joy. We can survive what we need to survive, and we can learn without being bitter. We can be compassionate without being conceited. And we can be sweet without being syrupy. So with that, I would like to say thank you, Tina Turner. May you rest in bliss. Thank you all.